Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world that constantly demands our attention. Our phones, our jobs, our relationships, our worries. Everything around us is pulling at us, asking for a piece of our energy, but very few people stop and ask, where is my energy going? You see, most of us are exhausted, not because we're doing too much, but because we're doing too much for everyone else and not enough for ourselves. We're pouring into other people's cups, while our own cup runs empty. But today, I want you to take a deep breath and realize something powerful. Your life begins to change the moment you decide to focus on yourself. Not in a selfish way, but in a sacred way. Not to ignore others, but to finally give attention to the one person you've been neglecting for too long. Energy is life. Everything you think, say, and do is a form of energy. But when your energy is scattered, when it's divided between pleasing people, worrying about opinions, and chasing validation, you lose your power. Think about it. How often do you wake up and immediately reach for your phone? You scroll through social media and within minutes, your energy shifts, not because something happened to you, but because you allowed someone else's world to invade yours. You compare your journey to someone else's highlight reel. You begin to question your progress, your worth, your timing, and just like that, your energy shifts from peace to pressure, from gratitude to frustration. But the truth is, the energy you give to comparison is energy stolen from creation. Every time you focus on what others are doing, you take energy away from what you could be building. Some people will tell you that focusing on yourself is selfish. They'll say you've changed or you're distant. But the truth is, when you start protecting your peace, people who benefited from your chaos will always call you selfish. Let me tell you this, there's nothing selfish about wanting to grow. There's nothing selfish about choosing your own healing, your own clarity, your own happiness. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't light the world if your own fire has gone out. So when you decide to focus on yourself, you're not abandoning others. You're simply realigning your priorities. You're choosing to become the kind of person who shows up whole, not broken, not drained, not desperate for approval. Section 3, shifting energy starts with awareness. Every transformation begins with awareness. You can't change what you don't notice. Ask yourself today, where's my energy going? Is it going toward fear, doubt, gossip, comparison, or toward growth, peace, and purpose? The energy you feed grows. If you constantly feed negativity, you'll attract more of it. But if you begin to shift your attention toward gratitude, love, and discipline, you'll start seeing your life transform before your eyes. Energy responds to direction. If you focus on problems, you'll find more problems. If you focus on possibilities, you'll find more opportunities. It's not magic, it's mindset. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Most people see flaws, they see scars, imperfections, things they wish they could change. But I want you to start seeing something else. That reflection in the mirror is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. It's the only person responsible for your happiness, your success, and your peace. Every time you blame others for how you feel, you give your power away. But when you take responsibility, even for things that aren't your fault, you take your power back. That's the moment when real growth begins. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean you ignore the world. It means you strengthen yourself so you can serve the world from a place of fullness, emptiness. Let's be honest, not everyone deserves access to you, your time, your attention, your kindness. These are sacred currencies, and just like money, if you give them away carelessly, you'll go bankrupt. Protecting your energy means setting boundaries without guilt. It means saying no to things that don't align with your peace. It means walking away from conversations that drain you, from people who confuse you, from situations that no longer serve you. Some people will misunderstand your silence, but that's okay. Peace doesn't always come with applause. Sometimes it comes with solitude. In this fast-paced world, people confuse movement with progress. We rush from one thing to another, thinking productivity equals purpose. But sometimes, the greatest progress you can make is by pausing. Stillness is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's in stillness that you hear your inner voice, that quiet whisper of intuition guiding you toward your truth. When you focus on yourself, you create space for that voice to be heard again. You start to realize that Not every battle needs your response. Not every noise deserves your attention. And not every person is meant to walk with you to your next chapter. Gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to shift your energy. When you're thankful for what you have, you attract more of what you appreciate. It's easy to complain, to see what's missing, to focus on what's wrong. But true power lies in noticing what's right, even in the middle of chaos. Each morning before you check your phone or think about your problems, take a moment to say, I am grateful for this day. I am grateful for my breath. I am grateful for another chance. That small act of gratitude rewires your mind from survival to abundance. One of the hardest parts of focusing on yourself is learning to let go of people, habits, and situations that no longer align with who you're becoming. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It means you understand that peace is more valuable than control. Sometimes the energy you need is locked behind something you refuse to release. You can't receive new blessings while holding on to old burdens, so forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you do let go. Not because it's easy, but because your soul is ready for freedom. When you focus on yourself, you reconnect with your why. You remember who you are beneath all the noise, all the roles, all the expectations. Purpose doesn't shout, it whispers. It's the gentle pull that keeps you moving when life feels heavy. It's that quiet reminder that your existence has meaning, that your presence matters, that you are here for a reason. When you shift your energy from seeking validation to seeking purpose, you begin to attract everything meant for you, effortlessly. Life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. If you carry frustration, you attract frustration. If you carry peace, you attract peace. That's why shifting your energy is so powerful, because the world is simply reflecting back the vibration you're sending out. Focus on becoming the energy you want to receive. Want love? Be loving. Want respect? Respect yourself. Want abundance? Think abundantly. You don't attract what you chase, you attract what you embody. The greatest journey you'll ever take isn't across countries or continents. It's within yourself. It's the journey of unlearning who the world told you to be and rediscovering who you truly are. You'll meet your fears, your insecurities, your shadows, and that's okay. Healing is not about avoiding pain. It's about understanding it, sitting with it, and learning from it. When you stop running from yourself, you finally find the peace you've been chasing all along. Every thought is energy. Every emotion is energy. Every word you speak carries vibration. When you start becoming conscious of your energy, you begin to create with intention. You realize that positivity is not pretending everything's perfect. It's choosing to stay peaceful even when it isn't. Focusing on yourself is about mastering this inner state so that no matter what happens around you, nothing disturbs your peace within. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. You don't wake up peaceful, you practice peace. You don't wake up confident, you build confidence. Every day you water your mind with positive thoughts, your heart with gratitude, and your life with action. Even when no one notices, even when no one claps, because this journey, this shift of energy, isn't about them. It's about you becoming the person you were always meant to be. When you start focusing on yourself, life might get quieter, but that silence is sacred. That's where you find strength you didn't know you had. In solitude, you realize you are never truly alone, because you are connected to something greater. The divine, the universe, God, whatever you call it. And when your energy aligns with that higher source, you stop chasing and start attracting. So today, I want you to make a decision, a quiet, powerful decision. Decide that from this moment on, your energy is sacred. Decide that you will no longer give your peace to people or things that don't deserve it. Focus on yourself, not because the world doesn't matter, but because you do. Shift your energy from worry to faith, from reaction to creation, from fear to love. And as you do, you'll notice something beautiful. Life begins to change, not because the world becomes easier, but because you become stronger, calmer, clearer. You become a magnet for peace, purpose, and growth. You begin to radiate light, and people will feel it. They'll ask you what changed, and you'll simply smile because the answer is simple. You shifted your energy, you focused on yourself, and that changed everything. Goodbye.